Hello, and welcome to episode 0 of my survival let's play. And I have, of course, learnt to fly in survival, which is just going to be very, very useful. Well, no, not quite. The reason that I am in creative is because I wanted to show you the seed that I plan to start the world in. So what we have is basically a very large roofed forest, which is encircling a plains biome. So as you can see, we're in a plains biome, but if we move over here, we are of course in a roofed forest. And the reason I wanted this is because basically it makes for quite a nice building area. So we have like a, I don't know what you would call it, maybe like a meadow. I don't know if that's necessarily what a meadow is, but like if I come down to the ground, you can actually see a little bit better. We're kind of encircled. We kind of had this like natural wall, and I thought that would be a really, really nice place to build. It's not quite a complete circle, but you know, it looks very nice. It's got a pretty nice little river and it's relatively flat, so I think it would be a very, very nice place to build. Now, before we can actually begin, I would like to discuss something, and that something is a texture pack. I would quite like to use a texture pack. I don't have anything against default. It's fine, it's lovely, but I think it would possibly make things a little bit interesting if we just had completely different textures. So I do have one in mind, and the name of it is Dandelion. Okay, Dandelion. Ignore that one, that was just there all the time. Dandelion. Now, this is actually a really, really nice texture pack, and I'm going to show you some of the blocks, as I've kind of already demonstrated here. So, as you can see, this is the world, and you'll instantly see that there is actually a very warm, very bright look to it. And like I said, it's a really, really nice texture pack, and I'll show you some of the blocks. So, at the bottom, we have the woods. So we have oak, we have spruce, we have birch, we have jungle, we have the savanna wood, whatever it's called, and we have the dark oak and the planks as well. So, they look good, in my opinion. I don't know about what you might think about it. But here are the ores. So we have coal, iron, gold, lapis, redstone, diamond, and emerald, and they're storage blocks, and they also look very fancy and very nice. Up here we have the stained clay, and these are really nice. I really, really do like these because they've been given kind of like a bricky look to them, and what that means is they all look great with stone, and there's a lot of colour variation here, and I really like these. Here is a couple of examples of the stained glass. So again, it's very nice. Got some pistons, the grass, this is podzol, and this is mycelium. Here is the stone, so we've got regular stone, the stone bricks, mossy stone bricks, cracked stone bricks, and the circle stone. And then up here we have sandstone, chiseled sandstone, and the other sandstone, and we have sand and orange sand. So just a few examples, but it kind of gives a bit of a sense of what the texture pack looks like. And yeah, I really, really do like this texture pack. I think it would look really, really nice for the kind of theme I'm going for. But of course, there are some pros and there are some cons, and I'll discuss those now. So pros. It looks nice. It definitely looks nice. It's not one of those horrible high-resolution texture packs which look awful. It does sort of stay true to the, you know, the pixelated look of Minecraft, and it does it very well. It would also, I don't know, it would mix things up a little bit, because your typical Let's Play is done in default or faithful or something, and they do look pretty samey, and this would definitely offer a chance to mix things up, you know, different looks to blocks, you can build in a completely different way, and everything would look different. Cons. So, this isn't really necessarily a bad thing, this is just my personal opinion, but playing in a texture pack almost feels like cheating. I know it's not cheating because it doesn't affect its gameplay in the slightest, it just changes the look of it. But for some reason, deep down inside of me, it feels like I'm not playing in the vanilla, even though I am. But an actual proper issue here is snapshots, because obviously I play in snapshots, and playing in survival is no exception. And obviously, snapshots often bring new blocks, new content, and if you're playing in a texture pack, then odds are the blocks aren't going to match. And often the case with snapshots is texture packers don't actually update their texture packs until an official update has come along. So you're going to be left with some very weird looking blocks when you're playing in the world. Whereas if you use default, everything fits in with one another. The reason I am asking this is because the texture pack defines the world. It defines the series. It defines how the entire world looks. It is something very unique to Minecraft, how you can just instantly change how the entire world looks. And it's important because it's something you need to decide out at the beginning, because you can't really just change midway through, because you will be building in a certain style and changing texture pack could completely ruin that style. So it's very important to get this out of the way at the beginning. And I would like to know what everyone thinks about it. So, you know, if you hate the idea, if you like the idea, or if you're not really too bothered. But for this first episode, I will play in default, just for the sake of it. I'm not going to actually be building anything in this first episode. I'll actually get to the goal of today in a moment. So, I actually just recreated the world so that I am in survival and I no longer have commands, in case you're wondering that. So if I try to do time set day, I don't have permission to do that. I could cheat in other ways, but I'm not going to cheat. So, the goal for today. So, the problem with survival, as opposed to creative, is that you do not have access to unlimited resources. You can't just go into your creative menu and get the blocks. You have to get them, you have to mine them, you have to earn them. So this is what the first episode is going to be dedicated to. I know it's not the most interesting of things, but I'm going to try to get everything. Maybe bar a few things, but I'm going to try and get the main bulk of things that you need, like tons of wood, tons of stone, tons of ores, tons of everything, because that's the one thing that holds back projects when you actually want to do something, in that, you know, you want to create something, but you need to go and get a load of ores and stuff. So I'm going to try and get absolutely tons and tons and tons of resources. And little did you know that a load of time has passed since the last clip. So I did actually go resource gathering, and I didn't bother to record because it's not particularly fun viewing, just watching me go caving. But I got a fair bit of wood, a fair bit of stone, and some ores. I'm still going to need more because that's not really anywhere near enough, but it's good enough for now. And this episode isn't going to be very long because it's more of a preliminary thing to kind of introduce you to the series and ask people's opinion on that texture pack, because I can't really get started before I know, you know, what texture pack I'm using, because it's, to me, it's important. But for all I know, everyone could hate the use of a texture pack, and I don't want to upset everyone, so let me know what you think on that. And on the subject of video length, the videos aren't probably going to be quite as long as your typical Let's Play. So a typical Let's Play is probably 20 minutes to 30 minutes, but I'm the kind of guy who likes to compact things into a short amount of time as possible. So I'm probably going to aim for like 10 minutes to 15 minutes an episode. Part of that is because, you know, personally, when I look at someone's video and I see that it's 30 minutes, I sometimes go, you know, that's quite long. I don't know if I can necessarily be bothered to watch that. But, you know, if something is just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's probably a bit more appealing to watch. At least that's my logic behind it. So, yeah, I think I'll aim somewhere between that time frame. And, yeah. And so concludes the first installment in my epic adventure. Yes! Not too much happened because I was mostly just blabbering on about stuff. But we do need to get these things out of the way. And I would definitely like to know what people think of me doing a Let's Play. So are we for it? Yes, 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 or no, no, no. Let me know what you think.